Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the Everton Daily Live. It's July the 1st. Right, Roberts. It's the new financial year. So Everton need to splurge their money right now on players. A lot of people not happy at the moment. But let's go. Let's start from today. Start bringing some players in. I'll be honest, I did think we'd find out, and we might do, where Dominic Calvert-Lewin was going and where Abdoulaye Doucouré was going. I thought they might have been announced this morning, but quite clearly, no.
No. Has anyone announced anything today?
No, not as far as I can see.
There you go. See, it's not just us.
Maybe they're the Pistones. Calvert-Lewin and Dom back through the door.
So no, once you've done a speech, it makes it hard, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Keep your powders, eh?
But said Sunderland were trying to get Doucouré. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Tony says, think Tete has used us. I don't think so. I think Everton put a proposal to him, or to his agent, that his agent said, yeah, he'd be happy with. And Fulham have sort of flapped it a bit and gone, well, we'll match it then, because we'd rather he stayed. And for him, maybe he just thinks it's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy to just stay.
Yeah.
No pressure at Fulham. Never is.
No.
And yeah, he knows the club, knows the manager, and he's happy where he is, so.
Yeah.
Alex says, how come Jason Knight is on the thumbnail? New links to him. There is new links to him. There's links today saying Everton have bid 7 million, well, 13 million overall, but it's 7 million down payment for him. It's who knows? Who knows? But I don't know. I think I'm not sure about him. Is the answer? I think I'd rather have had someone more physically strong. But I did speak to Paul Nealon before. He obviously watched them for Ireland. He did say he's good, gets about the pitch really well, box to box, likes to tackle, bit of a schneid at times. So, and it is all about building a squad up, isn't it? So, we'll see. Links to Messi, wants to come back in January on loan for a bit. So
he wants to come back to Europe, and I just thought, well, listen, why not? Why not? We've been linked with everybody else.
We have.
So let's get those links moving now.
Absolutely.
If he wants to play in the World Cup next year and be at his best physical peak, then he needs to play, in a strong league. Why not Everton?
Why not come and do it at the Hill, Dickie? Why not?
Why not do it? So,
We know he's Carlos Alcaraz, one of his best mates.
There you go. There's the link there. There's
and
the
he's
link.
probably said, it's boss here.
Yeah.
We know that Jack Harrison can dip into a bit of Spanish with him, and also, sure, Jack Harrison's Beckham's mate, and Beckham's gone. Everton's boss, go there, Leo.
Whilst Jack Harrison's not playing for Everton.
Yeah, but he's just not far from down the road, isn't he? 60 miles. Maybe it's part of maybe Miami want Jack Harrison that much that they're willing to use Messi.
That's the decoy.
Well, that's the thing, to sort of smooth it all over. Alcaraz to say, Jack, go to Miami, it's boss. Messi comes here for a bit. Who knows?
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened. You just never ever know. Chelsea still after players today, it seems. Someone said he'd been linked with Tierno Barry. I can't see.
They've been linked with all the players.
No, they have. Of course they have. Paul did mention this to me, and Alex has said that as well, that Wayne Rooney there, he liked Jason Knight, he had him at Derby. So he was really impressed by him and how busy he was and that. So listen, he's Bristol City captain as well, I think he is. 24. He's not bad at all. It's just when I suppose you're looking for players who you go, oh my word, we'll have a look. And he's a decent enough player, no doubt about it. And David Moyes, we know that's a market he does like to shop in. So could come in and be a good squad player. Let's see if anything happens. I'd still like Everton to go and get Macau from Lille. But that's a different conversation altogether. Dave says, have we heard about Adrissa yet? I hope he stays. He's a monster of a midfielder. We haven't, but the Echo on the sort of in their roundup before did say the signs are really positive. I think everyone expects that deal to be done today or tomorrow. The player's back later in the week, so I think that'll be done. Personally, we'll see where we go. We've got 14 players so far. So
well, testing won't take long.
No. There is work to do.
Game of 7 aside in training.
It's all right. It's all you need.
Yeah.
All you need. Get a bit of a sweat on. The lads. Happy days. When do you expect it to kick off? Did you expect anything today? Like, was there a little hope that you'd hear something today, or not really, because it's been so quiet?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not have one ready for today? As we spoke about yesterday, it's about. I don't think calming the fans down is the right thing. No. But it's about it's about getting the move on, isn't it? It is about getting the move on. Listen, I'm not panicking, but I do understand people being a little bit anxious in terms of the numbers. Everton fans have had a month of links. Now they want to see things starting to happen so that we can have players in and we improve on the team we had last season. So Everton should be bringing in players this week ahead of ahead of the window opening. The going back to training. Everton should be bringing players in, so they should be getting a move on with it. I mean, that's literally their job.
Do your job, man. Martin Armstrong says, Everton have announced today that we have no players. Good afternoon, boys. No, good afternoon, Martin.
It's not true, though, is it?
Ian says, afternoon all. Do you think it's a bit strange that the club haven't put out a statement regarding Dom, apart from the 40-odd second video showing his first and last goals for the club on YouTube? I don't know, boy. You know, when all boys are nearly said, because I was reading the next thing off here. I don't know. They've done that video, haven't they, showing his goal? Should they have done a statement saying thank you?
Well, maybe the statement be today. I don't know. Should be yesterday, really. But
like the ones we've left, maybe. Matt says, afternoon, fine gentlemen. A quick look, and minus Garnett and Keane, because they're still outstanding, I make it 14 first-team players, that's correct. But Coleman and Tarkowski are currently broken, and 6 of those 14, including 7, including Pickford, are defenders and a goalkeeper, with us still needing fullbacks. Scary, scary numbers, those.
Is a scary number for you?
Go on.
8 to 11.
8 till 11?
8 to 11. That is, they're the odds of Dominic Calvert-Lewin signing for Chelsea.
Oh, okay.
They've gone from 18 to 1 to 8 to 11.
Outstanding. They should take him. They're getting everyone else. Why not get...
I know.
The thing is with Calvert-Lewin, said this yesterday. I was having a chat with Joe this morning from the Redmen about it. He is a good pick-up for one of those teams as just a by-the-way striker. But for Chelsea, if you look, they've obviously got the lap, who's a young striker. Nicholas Jackson drops into wide pockets. They haven't really got another centre-forward, have they? And they haven't got an experienced one, who is just a number. And they do love collecting players, don't they? So, yeah, wouldn't
surprise me. Just wouldn't surprise me whatsoever.
No. Gary Ward says, howdy. Ian says, late today, guys. Mark Mack says, no signings yet. Friedkin's out. And Dublin Kev says, it's Christmas Day, boys. Not quite, but it's the start of a new era. Michael Kearney says, let's all pray Everton shoot their load early to nobody's disappointment. Paul Davies says, what do you think of Van Uyck at Coventry? Not seen much of him, but he's meant to be really good. It's not bad. I'm sure. He's not bad.
See you left back?
Flies up. Flies up and down. Yeah, Everton, I think, have been linked with him. We've been linked with him before, haven't we? 20s. They use him. Coventry have used him in midfield as well, haven't they, of course? But I think Fulham like the look of him as well. Feels like a very Fulham-like. He's a right back, man, and left back. The lad on the right bombs up and down. But I don't know, Fulham. I know that they like him, but then again, if they re-sign Kenny Tetty, which they're gonna, then why would they go back in for a right back where they'd have to pay probably 8 to 10 million for him? Don't know.
Depth.
I know, but maybe. They looked at Oliver Bowd, hadn't they? Who Everton have been linked with as well. He was another one. I thought they might go for him. Mark says, is there anyone out of the Saudi League you'd try and poach out of there? That Ronaldo lad put the ball in the net quite a bit. Yeah, I just don't know how you get them out the Saudi League. The money they're on. Really, it'd be... Tieno Barry did post a picture of an airport this morning.
Good.
The Air France
on holiday.
flight, but he's going on holiday. He's not coming here, is he? Certainly not flying into Liverpool on Air France, is he? But yeah. Dave says Thomas Partey's a good free transfer. No, not for us.
No.
He'll go off to Turkey. But the goalkeeper situation, Fraser Forster, Fabianski, those kind of people.
Again, you think that'd be one where you think get an easy one in, get some easy signings in, make it quick.
Maybe the manager wants a decent one. Doesn't think Fabianski or Forster are up to it. Alex says Chelsea have spent 1.6 billion in the past 2 seasons hoovering up under 23 talent so nobody else can.
It's not right, to be fair. It isn't right. Then the game's going to be a mess because of it.
What can you do?
Well, then they need to do something because it can't continue. It can. No, but it can't continue like this, can it? It can't continue with the way it's going. No one's getting a fair crack of the whip. So, even to bring a player in and then sell them. Clubs can't even do that anymore because other teams are poaching them on the 16th. There needs to be something. Otherwise, it's just going to continue being what it is.
It is.
And getting worse and worse.
That they just can continue to do it. It feels weird. That they're just allowed to just keep buying and buying and buying. No one said a word. But Rich has said, it can. It can. Absolutely it can. Semi-Charm Life says they need to show some urgency. Angus Gunn was a name yesterday. That was linked. I think he's 20. He's 27, Angus Gunn, or 29. He was one who was linked.
Eddie on the super chat says 0 signings, day 1 disappointing. Basically, that's what he said.
With that noise?
Yeah.
But Ash says Barry is on a flight about to land at Manchester.
Is he though? Surely he's just going on holiday.
I mean, he might well be, mightn't he? That would be quite good, wouldn't it? Get him. Bring him in. But he needs a break. He only
sign him and send him on holiday. Yeah.
Yep. But don't know. Paul says, would you be happy with Kufal? No. I just don't think, personally, that's not a sign we should be making. I'd rather Everton try to get Kyle Walker rather than Kufal. I'd rather he tried to get Kyle Walker-Peters rather than Kufal. If we're not going to get one in on a free, go and get a good one that can actually become the right captain.
Yeah.
Danny Ward says, Alex, he's going to Wrexham. Danny Ward, the goalie, and he's a hologram. Angus Gunn, I don't know. Don't know whether he'd be second or third. Choice. Joe, I know. There probably is. Just saying, that was the link yesterday, Angus Gunn. He was mentioned yesterday. No. Will Sniff says, I still can't believe we missed Pogba. Did you go for Paul Pogba?
No.
I mean, they'd instantly be our best midfielder.
No, he hasn't played for 18 months, has he? He's a project.
Good player, like.
No, he's...
But 32 as well. Danny Boyd says, I'd rather Earl Barrett came out of retirement than Kufal.
Feels harsh, but...
There you go. There you go. Al Wills 1 says, will Harry Tyler be our second choice goalkeeper?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Might be third choice.
Maybe.
Might well be third.
He always looks a bit small to me, but I don't know. He might be one of those where you go, oh, actually, he's 6'9", but he just looks a bit small to me.
He'll look massive to me, won't he? Let's be honest. I don't know what is he, 6'1", something 6 size.
I don't think he did that much at Blackpool. I don't think he did that much to make it, himself Everton's second choice goalkeeper. But I suppose at the moment he is Everton's second choice goalkeeper. He booked himself a flight anyway.
Everton's headline then, Blues duo signed 1 year deals. But it's Aurora Galley and Lucy Hope, so good luck to them.
Great, good for them.
At least the Everton women's team are doing stuff, are doing bits, are cooking. All of these phrases.
Separate company soon.
That's it. Hopefully there'll be a sale soon.
Google apparently says Tyler's 6'4". I'm not seeing that. He looks a stocky 6'4".
I don't think he's 6'4". But then again, I don't know. So, Dave Jono says, is Tim Irabunan better than James Garner?
No. Not at the moment, he's not.
Does he have the potential?
I suppose he's got the potential. Everyone's got the potential of something, haven't they? That's why it's called potential.
Okay. I mean...
You've got the potential to be the next Richard Gere. Doesn't mean it'll happen. Doesn't mean it won't happen.
I can't see it.
But there's potential there.
I don't know whether I've got the facilities for that.
I don't know,
He's big. He's like 6
He doesn't like heights.
Doesn't he?
No, well...
6 foot.
I don't know if he doesn't like heights. He just didn't like height in Pretty Woman. But
but he still went up and got it.
But it was a character, wasn't it?
And he had like that white suit on. I don't think I could pull.
Did he have a white suit on? Are you thinking of...
I'm thinking of the other one, actually. The thingy. Gentleman, whatever it was. Yeah. Pretty Woman, he didn't have the suit. He went back, didn't he, and got it, yeah.
You're thinking of Dumb and Dumber?
I'm not thinking of Dumb and Dumber at all. I'm thinking of a gentleman and an officer.
An officer and a gentleman? He had the white... Yeah.
I couldn't carry that off. Nick Cox. Story about him today. What he's going to do to Everton's academy or recruitment and all that. Very highly rated, though.
Oh, Coxie.
Very good recommendation about him the other day from someone I trust an opinion on, who knows him quite well. Said he's excellent. A really good signing by Everton. That's just positive, isn't it? It's positive to hear. We're in that. Now we're in a weird space as well, aren't we? Because now things can happen. And it's like, why isn't anything happening?
Yeah. Excuse me. This is when things are going to get... This is when, like, as I said, pressure's going to start be put on because things can happen now. So it's... the expectation starts to rise.
Goes up a level, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Keith Seymour says, afternoon, gents. It's funny feeling at the moment. I have faith we'll get players in, and I'm pleased we're being more cautious with contracts and stopping the madness that was Mashiri. I'm also old enough to know Moyes keeps things quiet when it comes to transfers. But I am getting nervous now as time is short and we go to the US in 3 weeks, so we have to get going. Otherwise, we'll end up taking my boots with me when I go to Chicago. We'll see you in Chicago. Yeah, agree with all of that. It's all, there's a calmness, and yeah, we know he does that. But there is also that little bit of cap and anxiousness that get the first one in, start the train going, let everyone know that
Choo-choo.
things are in. Things are in hand. Jake says, all right, lads, I was at the Stadio Olimpico last week.
Of course you were.
And in the club shop, there was no Roma, Lazio or Italy shirts available. I expected home shirts and maybe some others with Totti or whoever. I came out with a plain blue T-shirt with a tiny Italy badge on it. So it's not just Everton who are useless at this kind of
They
stuff.
don't own the stadium though, do they? So they've probably got stadium. They've probably got supporters souvenir shops in the city. Do you know who else is going to be in Chicago? Adrian Heath.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I did know that. Yeah, I did. He had said that.
Leon Osman.
We'll see him. We'll see
James
him in
Stewart.
Chicago. Yeah. Fair play.
At AJ Hudson's.
We will see him.
On Monday the 28th of July. Looking forward to it.
Get in. Drop our bag off and be
I
ready
hope
to
they've
go.
got their best non-alcoholic beers ready.
I'll have one. Just the one,
You
Mrs.
have one.
Wembley.
You have one.
Graham Lloyd says, afternoon all from Barcelona, en route from Villarreal to Sydney. Fair play, Graham.
Okay.
Safe journey, mate. How long you in Sydney for? Sasquatch is a blue says, please correct me if I'm wrong, as my understanding might be way off. But if Everton have been getting deals sorted for new players, wouldn't they only be able to submit them as of today to avoid PSR? So it could be a day or two before they can confirm them. That, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. What technically should happen, though, is they should be able to announce them. But you're not wrong. So you may well be right, Sasquatch. Let's hope you are. Sean Reed says, hello, gents. Hello, Sean. Owen Brown says, yesterday or earlier this week, the forming of EFCW Holdings in Company's House. Is this priming us to sell Goodison Park to the women's team to help with future PSR? May be wrong, but your thoughts? Personally, I hope we're looking at ways to work around the system, or we'll lose ground on the others. I honestly, I don't know, because PSR's changing. So I don't know. Others are doing it, and therefore it must be a way of creating extra income.
Well, yeah, because you're selling your own assets to yourself. It's 100% what's happening. Or it's 100% what you do. Whatever you set up. So this is what Chelsea and this is what Villa have done. They've set up a holding company. They are selling a percentage of the football club to that holding company, which is themselves. Everton can sell the ground to that holding company. But this doesn't just happen at the women's team, by the way. Manchester United are two separate companies. And one company does all the buying. And one company is just Manchester United. The other one's like something like Red Shirt Holdings or something. And they buy all the players. Yeah. And that's why Man United aren't like down the hole on PSR. So all the debt is with Manchester United Football Club. And all the buying is with the other one. And that's how they get round it. So Everton will or have set up EFC. So you would imagine if they follow the playbook of the other teams, they haven't so far, but they could, is sell a percentage, but most importantly, sell Goodison Park to the holding company. So they just see whatever Goodison Park's worth, and that's why ultimately it's made sense that the Everton women's team play at Goodison Park. Clever.
Well, yeah, if everyone else is doing it, you've got to do it.
Yeah.
Benjamin James says, or Benjamin Hammers, see what I did there? Says, if Keane doesn't sign, what do you think of Lindelof on a free? I had mentioned Lindelof because I've seen him out of contract.
Would he want to be Everton's fourth choice centre back?
Depends what he wants. Again, it's all comes down to the numbers, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Let's be honest, it's going to be Michael Keane. Let's all just accept it now. Michael Keane will sign for another year. Only because he'd have gone somewhere if he wasn't. That's the way to look at it. If Everton are still negotiating with him on July the 1st, then he's not going anywhere else, is he? So it's going to be Michael Keane. So fair play. David Eeyore says, sadly, no one says it has to be fair with Chelsea. We all know everything is geared to give a few clubs the power. Yeah, totally agree. Blue Keeley says, where's our 10 signings? Joe King seems like Barry is flying into Manchester, though. Right. I've no idea at this stage.
Yeah.
Okay? But if I was going to fly in and I put a picture up of checking into Air France, then I deleted said
that would be a
picture,
bit weird, wouldn't it?
Is very much what these players do.
Wouldn't he be on a private plane?
Depends, doesn't it? It just depends. I don't know whether it's always private planed up. It's not like he's Kylian Mbappe or Lionel Messi.
No, but most players will get flown in on a private.
He might just get flown in on
jet.
the first Air France. Like, might me, and into Manchester. It's not coming into Liverpool.
Feels cheap. Maybe he's going on holiday to Manchester.
Possibly. Maybe he's like landing at Manchester.
Want to see Oasis?
Or somewhere else. I mean, realistically, if this Friedkin fella was serious, Dan, he'd just picked them up himself, wouldn't he, in the plane? You know what I mean? And brought them in. So, therefore, that shows, again, lack of commitment on Dan's part, which is fine. Stan says, all right, lads, it's eerily quiet, but I'm trusting the process with fingers crossed and is in place. Moyes wouldn't sell us short, and if promises or commitment to him aren't followed up, I'm sure he wouldn't let it go. I'm hoping that the next 3 weeks are productive. We're going to be okay. We are, Stan. We are. Keith says, I'm gutted. I land in Chicago at 7 p.m. So it's going to be very difficult to get to the event on the 28th. Toffee TV going to hold any events while you're there? No.
Just stand in a corner and ramble.
Yeah. We're going to do stuff, and obviously, I think we're in the same hotel, Keith. So we will see you. I don't know, John's back later this week, but it's probably just easier to be at the events that they're putting on, really. Isn't it? We've got to sort out a schedule.
They could have just let us host those events. But, you know.
Well, that would have been easier, wouldn't it?
That would have been easier. Because everyone would have been getting the best of both worlds then. But that's just not how it works.
No, it's not. Blue Keeley says, surely Chelsea have 3,974 players. We could sign them.
Well, I just got a list of all their attacking players, and it is Delap, Jackson, Kunku, João Pedro, Palmer, Madueke, Neto,
Madueke.
That's his name, Madueke.
Fucking hell, the Madueke of Hazard over there.
That's what his name is. And Estave. Oh.
Is Gooey linked there? Mark Guy.
No, it's not linked. They're just the centre forwards.
I know, but Zub, G-I-U.
Gooey.
Is he not there? Mark.
Centre back.
Centre forward, not Gay.
Oh, there one.
Who they got bought and then loaned out.
I don't care.
Okay.
He's
Are
not
they just the ones who were at the Club World Cup? Or where?
No, Steve Kelly just sent me.
They love it, don't they? And yet they're still trying to get Bino Gittins.
Gittins, aren't they?
KTK, whatever. Calvert-Lewin. They love it. They absolutely
just don't get it.
Graham Lloyd says, cheers, we're there for 6 weeks during school holidays.
Australia?
In Sydney for 6 weeks.
Why?
Yeah, why? Spark.
Why though? No, but like, are you moving around Australia or just staying in Sydney?
Who knows?
I'm asking.
Graham will come back now.
What about New Zealand?
No. Isn't it they're having an issue in South Island, aren't they, at the moment?
Kind of issue.
I don't know.
Godzilla?
I don't know. No. There's like I don't know, I've seen something from Noel Evans this morning. Put like a plea out for something, because he lives in New Zealand. He must be over here, but he lives in New Zealand.
Oh, I believe they don't like Noel Edmonds, but...
No, it's not Noel Edmonds, isn't the issue. There's like a storm has caused issues in New Zealand or something. I don't know what it is, so I don't want to go, it's this, that or the other, but something's going on in South Island at the moment. So we might just want to stay in Oz. Michael says, I once walked home from the United Centre, Blackhawks, one December night, trying to get a taxi to my hotel. Didn't know it was made the capital of the world till the cabbie told me off. Where's that? Chicago.
Yeah.
The made the capital of the world. We're definitely just getting Ubers everywhere we go in the night.
In the city.
Mark Mack says, lock up your cats. Big Kurt Zuma's a free transfer. I'd have Zuma on a free. I would. I mean, you know, not condoning what he did. But I'd have him on a free as a fourth choice. Wouldn't you? Big Zooms. Kurt, happy Zuma.
Yeah. But why are West Ham letting him go?
He's gone. He was on loan in Saudi, wasn't he, last year? Or Middle East. He went somewhere in the Middle East for it. On a loan, didn't he? He's out of contract. Presumably, he can't play potable.
Not many can. It's a science.
West Ham quite clearly couldn't play it last year. Judging by some of their performances. Gerald Best says, the Majuki of Hazard. Yeah, absolutely. The crest has been put up on the new stadium. It has. Carl Byron said what I basically said was, why would he delete the post if he was going on holiday? Maybe he didn't want Bagels to know. Yeah. They're normally the things you do when you come back. You put like your pictures, don't you? Like,
think you had his house robbed last week, didn't he? What actor was it? An actor got his house robbed because everyone knew he was
somewhere else
out doing. It was thinking Brad Pitt, because everyone knew he was out doing F1, the F1 film promo. So they robbed his house. So maybe that's what he thought. He thought, no, oh shit, there's no one in. There's no one at home.
I've just seen someone say, bring in Ramsdale.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, he's not. The problem with him is the teams go down, don't they?
I'm more interested in the debate that started about New Zealand in the comments. Yeah, there you go.
Rash Kolnikov says New Zealand is just Australia in a fridge.
Okay.
Carol says Baz South Island is safe, don't worry. What? No,
and someone else said severe weather and towns under flooding waters in New Zealand.
Okay, so that's it then. That's all I was saying. I didn't know what it was. I just seen something and there was an issue. There you go. So.
Fair play.
Carl Byron says France has no burglars. They're too lazy to even. I mean, that's a bit harsh. Maybe they just don't like being burgling people. What do you make of two things? Two I want to ask you about. What do you make of Evan Ferguson? Because I seen that yesterday. Nothing. There was nothing sort of concrete about it or anything. But Evan Ferguson, first and foremost, would you like Everton to go for him? Because I mean, let's be honest. Like a year ago, there was like big talk about him.
Yeah.
£100 million player.
I think he's like, you'd have to get him in like now and say like, get him for the year, maybe a loan for the year or something. If you don't get him permanently, and just get him bedded in and get him to your fitness levels and make sure that, you know, it's not like a last day thing and he might be fully fit. And I think you'd want him. I think you'd want him in as early as possible, but. There's been very little talk about him as the moving.
I just find it a bit odd because I honestly don't know what going on with him, and I'm not going to sit here speculating about what he does or what he doesn't do. Seen other people doing that, but it's all, as far as I'm aware, it's all unfounded. But sort of over a year ago, I know he was injured and then he had but he looked like he was going to be one that was going right to the top, didn't he?
Yeah.
And you just wonder if Moyes got hold of him. Could he get him going?
Yeah.
You know, if you could get him, you think he's only 20 still, or he's a big lad.
Yeah.
Got
Which
a
is
good
going to
eye
be,
for goal.
that's where the injuries
that
have
might
come
be
from.
The thing. But that could just be growing pains, couldn't it, so to speak? You know,
Ferguson 9.
You know what I mean? And then the other one is, even though I don't take any notice of this, but Harvey Elliott, that was mentioned yesterday.
50 million.
Again, it wasn't anything serious. But Harvey Elliott, what do you make of him? Got a lovely left foot, to be fair.
Well, he isn't signing for Everton, is he?
No.
So who cares?
Okay. Fair play. He was linked with Everton.
He's not signing for Everton.
Of course he's not.
£50 million player.
No.
So he'll go. I mean, do you know what? He's the type of player that could probably play for most teams. But I think he has to be like the centre of attention in that team and not just a bit part player.
Yeah.
I think he has to be the number one player. So I think that's like a player where, I don't know how many clubs could accommodate him at this point. Liverpool brought him when he was, 16. It seems like he's been there for ages. Obviously won
He's been there for ages.
a title or two. So listen, he got a great career. To be honest, he strikes me as a player who could do very well abroad, but I don't think anyone could afford him. So he's it's a bit of a rock and a hard place, isn't he? Because you're leaving the best club and best team right now in the country to forge out your path, but isn't that like what Cole Palmer did? But Chelsea just happened to be the right club at the right time, and he's took them forward. Is there another club out there that he could do that for? I just don't know.
He would be a bit par player, wouldn't he, for Liverpool again?
Yeah, because he's not that kind of. He needs to be playing more in a footballing team, like a proper footballing team. Liverpool are a lot more, use their pace a lot more. I don't think it suits them.
Well, he's not quick enough, is he? I think that's what, listening to, obviously I haven't seen, I know what he is, and I've seen, but listening to the Red Men that's talking about him the other day, because they were discussing, obviously done very well for England, didn't he? The 21, scored in the semis, got two in the semi, scored in the final. And they were just saying about him, he's just not quick enough for their team, and he's a good player, and sit him on the bench as a squad player, it's great, but they're like, he's not going to want to do that, is he? His career's going on, and well, shows is he signed? He messing only. It is a sign. It is
the Everton sign.
The Everton crest.
The Everton crest.
So yeah, listen, good player, but not coming in.
Can I just say, Emma's in the comments, and I love Emma. A little bit annoyed that the Premier night has not been sorted out.
Right, the only I will message the lads now and just see. Right, I'll do it right now. So, Ped, you talk, and I will message.
So, but I've just had a thought, right?
Yeah.
While you're doing that, I was thinking, why doesn't Emma arrange a night and just invite us as guests?
To what?
To a night.
So what kind of night?
To like a.
And you turn up.
We're the guests though.
But you turn up, maybe. I mean,
as long as I wasn't ill, then we'd be the guests, and that would be nicer than us having to organise a thing. I think that makes more sense. I think that makes a lot more sense.
I think it'd have to be the 18th, wouldn't it?
This month? That's... It feels like...
I knew that it couldn't be Friday. I got told there was no chance.
It just feels like you've had a long time to get this
No,
sorted.
I haven't, because there was reasons why.
Okay.
Well, for a start, I wasn't here the last 2 Fridays, so I couldn't do then. I couldn't do... Sorry, there was no chance of it this Friday and no chance of the Friday after. So the 18th was free. There was no chance the Friday after because we're in America.
Yeah.
The Friday after was still in America. And the Friday after is the night before Rome. And we've only just got back.
What about the night before Roma?
So you'd have to...
Because people might be visiting the city and stuff. I'm just saying.
I'm saying. I'm
saying, but I'm taking the pressure off us by saying, if Emma just organised something and we were the guests.
Emma said the townhouse 2nd of September.
Brushing my hair that night.
It's very clean though.
No, I have to continually brush it.
I mean, I can send the 18th and check whether it's free. Is that too short? What do you think?
I just
the week before we
I don't
go.
know.
Is that too short notice, Em? Is it too short notice for everybody? Be 17 days time. Is that too short notice?
Mike Barrett says that plan sounds like it ends with Baz in a dungeon in Bootle. Yeah, interesting. I don't even know what he's referring to there.
What plan? Me and you going? Yeah, you just leave me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd have to be a date in August or after that.
I think the 8th of August might work.
Check with someone if there's another thing going on. That's what you need to do.
Right, it's our thing.
Oh no, but you don't want it. People go to both. You don't want things clashing.
Well,
do you?
well,
That's what you do, don't you?
We'll test loyalties.
Yes, Emma, July. It might not. There might be 0 chance.
I don't think I'm getting away with a Saturday night in July with
Friday.
Sorry, a Friday night. You're catered for when you go to America.
No.
I am not catered for when I go to America.
Mm.
So, that's a stretch.
Okay, so make it thingy then.
I've just said 8th of August.
Find out.
We'll just stand outside the ground singing Come By Our if we can't get a gaff. Any gaffs, lad?
Otherwise, it'd have to be September. The days go, the dates went really, really quickly. Bob says, can we bring Annabelle as a special guest? Don't know whether Annabelle's a Premier member. You got to be a Premier member.
Yeah. No, we might make exceptions for Annabelle. Just
Annabelle could do the compare.
That
voice.
Sweet.
The sweet voice of Annabelle. Putting us all at ease. Chelsea probably will buy Harvey Elliott, you're right.
I hope they buy every single player and there's nobody else to play against.
Yeah.
How you liking those apples?
Apparently Brighton have slashed, I tell you, the price of everything.
You buy one, you get one free.
Who'll be getting free? Big Dominic Calvert-Lewin off to Chelsea. He's not.
We don't know. He's not.
I've just seen it. No, I don't know.
It's a bit mad that his odds have gone from 18 to 1.
People just put
to 8 to... Yeah, but normally that means that someone's got a nod.
Okay. Maybe Steve Lee says Thomas Muller on a free.
Someone's just said on about that picture of the thing. Is that to be embroidered on young Gru's top?
On a shoe. On a shoe.
Absolutely brilliant. Did we find out why he was going to Sydney for the whole summer? Sorry, by the way.
I'm looking.
No, Benny G, no word on Jonathan David. No, there's not, because we're not signing him.
He's going to Napoli, isn't he? Gary Ball says, yes, grab Zuma. Graham Lloyd.
Kapsuma? That his brother?
That's his brother. Says we used to live in Sydney, so it was our home for 20 odd years. We moved topically to Villarreal last year.
Why did you move? Because you've opened the door now. Why did you move?
I feel like, Graham, you should have just rang in and we could have had this.
Why did you move from Sydney to Villarreal?
Emma, they won't. We will it be in amongst the American Evertonians, but it won't be a Premier night, will it?
No, but there will be a velvet rope.
He would have to do that, Paul. Mac says Mac at tea all day over Elliot.
Going to Germany, isn't he?
Is he? Yeah, there's about 5 on him, don't he?
What about Giroud? Do you think we've missed out?
No. He's come to Lille.
7 years. I know, he's come to Lille.
7 years too many.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of LAFC fans were quite happy that he was gone, to be honest.
Contributed nothing.
Where are we? Nyan Son says, I don't know how I became an Everton fan. I don't know what I like. I'm cheering for him. Fair play, mate. That's what you need. Emma has said, Annabelle, we make an exception. We will, Annabelle. Just come and get yourself in there.
The reason why you've become an Evertonian is because, quite simply, there's no other team that has a show that goes out at 1 o'clock every single day just talking about where you live in the world or what the weather is or whatever. There's just no. It just doesn't exist. Does it?
What's your point, my friend?
My point is that there's just like, you don't get this kind of entertainment for any other club.
Of course you don't.
You know what I mean?
Like
you don't.
Everyone should be there.
Everyone should be an Evertonian for this reason. And then we'd sign all the players. So it's the people who don't support us, it's their fault rather than anyone else.
I think John Blaine is back in the studio on Friday to do business with Blaine. So if you're a Premier member, you're getting a John Blaine special at the weekend. Well, on Friday. So there you go. Space Explorer says, well, there is the Weather Channel.
Yeah, but they don't really take sides, do they? They're more just about giving you the weather.
Yeah.
Not really like... Oh, by the way, have you seen Twisters, the new one?
No.
Should do, it's good. Just on the Weather Channel thing. It's good, Twisters, good film. Good film. But the Weather Channel ain't giving you this, is it?
No.
It's just giving you the weather.
It's not giving you information about Evan Ferguson.
No.
What happened to him?
No.
I mean, it might do. I've not seen it.
I don't think
it does.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does.
But you just never ever know, do you?
Gary Ward has given us all the latest on why that car crashed into that pub.
Okay, that's the Gary Ward update, the Memphis update.
You missed this yesterday. Gary Ward gave us an update on a pub that was one of the best footy pubs in Memphis. Had been a car that literally drove through it. Luckily, no one hurt. And he just said... Well, I had it on my screen, but then someone else spoke and it's knocked it off my notifications. Yeah,
I'll do it. The cause of the car crash into the pub yesterday was a medical issue for the driver. They veered off the road, hitting and destroying the patio of the pub and doing some damage. Well, hopefully the driver's okay, and thankfully nobody was in the patio area of the club.
Graham Lloyd's been back. He said, our son joined the Villarreal International Academy and goes to school there. We'll be there for the next 2 years while he completes his A-levels. Who knows after that? I mean, that's a good answer.
It's a great answer.
That's a good answer. If you're going to give me an answer, that's a pretty good answer.
Was he possibly going to replace Tierno Barry at Villarreal?
But here's the next question. Did your son start playing for Villarreal in Sydney, or what? Did he play for the International Academy in Sydney, and then is that the reach of Villarreal, and why don't Everton have said reach?
You definitely ain't getting this on the Weather Channel.
No.
Bappy says, get Barry over the line, get Jovic on a free, Tom Fellows and a more experienced winger, and Dewsbury Hall on loan from Chelsea. I like the way you're thinking. I like the way you're thinking. Kerrod says, today on Toffee TV, New Zealand in orange weather warning. Kerrod rambling on about Lord of the Ring quotes, and Michael Keane signs as Everton's new number 9. There you go.
What is the situation with Noel Edmonds in New Zealand, by the way?
I don't know. I think he lives in New
He's
Zealand.
lived there and he's showing off his body, but there's also
He has got. He's 76. He's in good.
but people also apparently hate him there because he tried to start some kind of thing like he did in Morecambe. Remember, he tried to start Mr. Blobbyland and it all went.
Oh, did
But
he?
he tried to start something up there and it's gone horribly wrong as well. And apparently people hate him,
Oh, that's not
which is harsh, like, because you know he was a very much a part of my childhood. You know,
all right. And he,
crinkly bottom and all that.
Way better. Well, he was way better at.
Well, he was. I'm not being funny. Anyone in the world for you would be better at whatever that game,
Deal or no.
deal or no deal, than the fella from Butlands.
Yeah. To be fair, let's move on. I don't know football FC says, where do you lads see and Jai play predominantly?
Off the left, cutting in into the centre, mixing it up.
Okay. I
Maybe
think he's
on the-
perfect for a number 10.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether Moyes
Ironically.
is in there, but he's good. Alec, yes, we are coming to the States 3 weeks on Thursday. Liam says, Luka Jovic on a free. Would you take him, Baz? I would. He's 27. I would take him. Can play in a couple of positions. It's not really happened for him. He was brilliant with Halle years ago and obviously went to Madrid and it didn't work. Done all right in Milan. But he's free transfer. We'll see, obviously. Will Sniff says, my club here in the USA wore knockoff Everton Chang jerseys and that's how I became an Evertonian.
Who are they? What were they
Give a
called?
shout out to your team.
The Everton team in was it Uruguay? They still wear like Everton tops from the early 2000s, don't they? It's just fair. Again, what I would say is that's fair play to whoever washes them. That they've managed to, keep them, in good condition. That's what I'd say, anyway.
Jack says, are you guys going to the Men in Blazers event in New York? I believe we are. Mark, all right. Tell me if you got a nice one. Says, all right, lads, just stopped off at the Pop Tea Bakery with some cakes.
Do you know, this is something, no, do you know we call it the Poppy Bakery? Isn't Poppy just mean bakery?
Pop Tea.
Doesn't that just mean
But
bakery?
it says Pop Tea Bakery.
I know, but aren't we calling it basically bakery?
Well, if that's their name.
I don't think it is called it though. I think it's called the Conway Bakery. But we're this
I don't know. I don't speak Welsh.
This has got pointed out to me, right?
I don't speak Welsh.
No, but I let the funky music. So essentially, you're calling it bakery, where I think it should be called Conway Bakery or the Conway Property. No, you're just calling it bakery.
Because it's never been pointed out to me that it means bakery.
I just have pointed it out to you. So there you go.
God. Well, but I don't know whether I can believe you. When someone who speaks Welsh confirms it for me, fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. So there you go. Enjoy it. Nathan says, the fact I'm Kiwi and 5'1" doesn't help the Lord of the Rings reference when people meet me. Ha ha ha.
I feel that's harsh.
But that's what he's saying himself.
No, I feel it's harsh that people, go up to him and start making generalisations about him. The thing about it is, the Shire isn't in New Zealand. I mean, it technically is in New Zealand, but in the books it's not. In fact, technically, the Shire's in Wales. Because all of Lord of the Rings is based on North Wales. The mountains are based on Snowdonia, or Erie, as you're supposed to call it now.
Yeah.
So, get yourself over to North Wales, and then you'll be in there. And property might be some kind of Lord of the Rings slang.
You just never know.
No.
I mean, you never ever know.
We've had a further update from Graham Lloyd.
Oh, yes.
He says, yes, he played for Villarreal Sydney Academy since COVID. They have 20 odd academies all around the world. See, this is what Everton are missing out on. US, Canada, Dubai and so on. He is no Barry replacement, though, as he is a
midfield
goalkeeper.
He's a keeper.
He's a keeper.
Nice.
He's a keeper.
Nice.
See, look, Villarreal getting players from Australia, getting the next because they've got set up academies. That's
Clever.
Everton are so far behind the curve, man.
Barry Mason says Chef Wed falling apart. Bid 8 million for Tom Fellows.
What?
I think he's saying.
Is he saying we should?
No, I think he's saying Sheffield Wednesday have bid 8 million.
How?
And they've
Players are handing in the notices.
There you go.
Are you?
Popty means an oven in
Okay.
Welsh ped.
Okay.
That's why I don't call it the bakery, because that's not what it
Okay.
is. Mark says no ice fingers, unfortunately. They must sell out fast the last 3 times. Absolutely. If you want a finger, you've got to get in quick. Fast fingering. Fast fingers in the bakeries. That's what you've got to do. I was in Wales over the weekend. I didn't go to Conway, but Preston have got a bakery. And I went in there at 11 and she went...
I think most places...
She went, they've gone.
Most places
They've gone.
have got
Ice fingers
bakeries.
sold out. People must be really into the ice finger. I mean, I just look at it as poor business sense.
Yeah, what? Make more.
Every time I go in, there's like one left or something. It's always early morning. It's like, hang on, you've got loads of these CDs you aren't selling out of, but the ice fingers are gone. Surely basic business sense is make more ice fingers.
Make more. Make more.
Weird.
Gary Ward says the driver is okay. The pub is closed until further notice.
Thanks, Gaz, for being that report.
It's the kind of update we want.
Someone said Evan Ferguson is Philip. It was Evan Ferguson training with Jake O'Brien in Marbella. Getting
Nice.
the lowdown on Everton.
Graham Lloyd says, and this brings it all full circle.
Go on.
Coincidentally, he's originally from Ross-on-Sea on the North Wales coast.
It's right, Graham. He knows, but he's been away.
He's been all around the world, and he wasn't even with Lisa Stansfield.
No. Emma says custard slices all day. Know what the problem is, Emma, with the custard slices from the bakery? They're about this big. They're like that. They're huge. They are huge. You'd have to slice it in 3 and have one every few hours.
Not sure about that.
No, you just...
Not sure about that.
I would.
Isn't John Textor looking at Sheffield Wednesday, by the way, just while we're, again, I'm sure he's
looking at something, won't he?
I'm sure he's looking at Sheffield Wednesday, because they are massively in bits.
Yeah,
like.
they're in trouble, aren't they?
Isn't that dead sad? That's like, they are, or were traditionally when we were younger, a big club.
Yeah.
You know, their ground
Very well supported.
their ground was used in Euro 96. And they just literally missed that opportunity to be like a Premier League established team. They were in a big city. They had an old established ground, like, you know, a bit like Goodison Park. And they literally just missed that moment. And they've never been able to get back. And it's just shows you how the Premier League has just got away from some clubs.
Always using FA Cup semi-finals, obviously. No, but it wasn't it? That's how that ground, and then obviously it needed redoing after Hillsborough. Terrible what happened there, and then it just never. They were in the Premier League, and it was allowed. Now they'd be. I think the way they'd have been bought at that time in the Premier League, investments in, but it didn't. And
but even the ground was like it needed. It got to that point where it needed like either knocking down, which is really what should have happened anyway, and rebuilt.
Yeah.
And it was just that thing of it got past that point of like there was no.
It was like too far.
It was too far financially.
Sad. Carlino says the diversity of conversations on Toffee TV amazes me. You wouldn't get this on the chat show. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. I mean, there's a big debate going on about slices as well. Coffee slice, Bavarian slice. Bavarian slice. Daniel
Real, like the Bavarian slice.
Daniel Real says, I've just Googled ice fingers. They are called finger buns in Australia. Exactly the same thing. There you go. We're getting
we should get into that. Like, that's the whole thing of like, what things are called. There was a flag at Glastonbury when it just said this is called a cob. I was like, no, it's a pound cake, that mate. I will counter your flag in 2 years' time.
Are you gonna go?
No, there's just no Glastonbury in next year.
Oh,
so I'm just anyone can counter it.
Of course.
No, not just me.
Philip said Chef Wed had a mad team out that they sign players like Benito Carboni. Yeah, Paolo Di Canio as well, and players like that. Liam says there's a place in Llandudno that does the best sticky toffee pudding, or if you like, sticky taffy pudding.
Fair play.
Okay.
Llandudno's the Sheffield Wednesday of resorts. It really is. God, it really is.
Mark, I knew this one. Mark Davies, 007 Davies says Popty means oven and Poppity Ping is microwave oven.
Yeah, I knew that Poppity Ping.
Yeah, I knew Poppity Ping.
Fair play.
Shelley says, have Palace been kicked out of Europe yet?
No, it's
not yet.
It's on hold, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. DJ Dan Murphy says ring donuts. He likes. I don't really eat donuts, but if I was going to eat one, it'd have to be a jam one because it's got something next to it.
I just hate one. I'll tell you what I do really not like. The smell of when you walk past one of those donut things because you can literally smell the grease. It's not. They're not nice. Them. It's not those. Those fresh donut are horrible.
The smell.
Oh, it's horrible.
Emma says, "Have you tried cronuts in Lidl, Ped?"
Yeah, I have.
What's
it's half donut, half like it's got the flaky texture of a croissant. Oh. But I must admit, I've stopped buying pastries which from everywhere. I'm on a bit of a diet, so like, well, not a diet as in like I'm dieting, as in like just change the way, because like on a Saturday and a Sunday I was eating 4 or 5 pastries in the morning, just like wolfing them down. I was like, nah, I need to stop doing that, so I've stopped. No. It saved me a few bob like as well.
SB says David Hirst, great Chef Wed striker. He was a great Chef Wed striker, and obviously his son scored against Everton.
We were trying to get him, weren't we, in 94 before we got done.
Tried to get Dave, yeah. Tried to get yeah. Emma and Dan having a discussion about boring. So fair play.
About what?
Emma said ring donuts are boring.
Yeah.
And Danny said,
do you know what though, right? It's fine. What you like is what you like. And if someone else doesn't like that, that's okay. That's okay. Someone like my ring donuts, no, sometimes are just they're perfect, aren't they? They're absolutely perfect.
I haven't had one for years, but
sometimes they're just perfect. And sometimes you want something a bit more hard hitting.
Yeah. Annabelle says we call it a barm, a roll, or a cob. We call a barm, a roll, a cob, a batch, and it's something of a shibboleth here in Coventry. I'm going to take your word for it, Annabelle. I really am.
Yeah, whatever.
Eli Campbell has signed a new 2-year contract.
Nice.
Carlino says, I'm going to add to the diversity by saying the best and complete selection of pastries is in Bavaria. I lived there for 2 years. It's hard to pass by a bakery without stuffing your face.
Yeah, when I was in Germany, you do look at I looked at some of the places and you just want to eat everything. Like
Semi Charm Life says Pastry Chat 101.
Yeah, listen, you get everything on this channel.
You're getting everything. We would love to be talking about new signings.
Yeah.
But you know, when you've been on for well over an hour, it's we'll just chat with what's there, don't we? Matty says, would you want to sign Barry if he's raw, Chimitty and Beto are raw? Yeah, but that's where we are. But he's got lots of potential. He's really good runs, makes really good runs, good in the air, scores goals. You know, great age, loads of room to grow. So, you know, what isn't there to like? You've got to think of who else is there out there. What kind of player can you try and get? Other teams are looking at other strikers. That's where Everton are right now. Simon Taylor says Chatwin's Bakery, caramel fudge donuts, absolutely gorgeous. Fair play. Paul Davies says, Prestatyn's my hometown, as I live in Rutland now. It's not that far, is it? Or am I thinking of... No, I'm thinking of this, darling. But I'm thinking of Rutland. It's not that far from Prestatyn, I don't think, Rutland. James Wallen says, is James back today? No, he's back in tomorrow. Couple of days off for his birthday. I mean, if John Blaine's counting James's days off. James Walland also says, Dougal's donuts are nice. Also, Lunko's for pastries. Again, Dougal's no clue, Lunko's no clue. But I will take your word for it, mate. I was just looking if there was any updates on any sort of news. But there isn't, really. So we'll just have to all watch patiently, waiting for an update, waiting for stuff we can talk about. And I'm sure it'll get busy from now on.
Yeah, of course.
Because we're over we're into the next thing.
Cross the threshold.
You have started pure chat about donuts now, Emma and Dan. Joe Blakemore said Greg Sprinkle donuts. And Andy Max says, nothing worse than buying a jam donut only to find out they forgot the jam. Human. Yeah, I mean...
no, it's not worse than buying a jam donut and taking a bite and the jam goes all over you. That's worse.
You've got to check where the hole is.
Always.
And be careful.
It's a life skill.
It is a life skill because it'll go all over you otherwise. Tom Piercy says, opinions on Toffees who are Wolves.
It feels like this question is layered. Very much like a superb pastry.
I have zero issue with Everton fans from wherever they're from. They're Evertonian. I honestly, it's the one thing I really don't understand. I've seen this come from some Evertonians. You know, if you're not born by that, you don't live right at the ground. It's the craziest, weirdest thing.
You're still a Wall. And that's fair enough. But you're an Evertonian.
If you're from Liverpool.
No, I'm saying if you're from other places.
I've seen Evertonians. You know, if you're not here, L4. It's the weirdest thing. It's this thing, Scouse, not English thing, which I also find crazily weird. But each to their own. Wherever you're from, you're an Evertonian. Everyone else will go with whatever they go with, but that's my take on it. Will Bates says, I am a Toffee, who is a Wool.
Cool.
So there you go. Paul Wood says the best pastries are in Denmark.
They probably are. Paris is, well, yeah, France in general has unbelievable pastries. But you're right. You're right. Lots of places have unbelievable pastries. We want the world to have unbelievable pastries, more places, better, I believe. Yeah.
James W says goths don't eat cakes. That's the response.
I am
Emma
not.
Said she was keto, so doesn't eat cake.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but Emma might be proving a point. I don't know.
Stephen Ramsdale says I try to take protein out of a cake, egg custard all day. Correct. Berms says, are we adding crests on the stadium now we're clear of PSR?
Yeah.
I think it feels like we can
afford them.
We can afford them to get put up now.
Well, basically what we've done is we've had a stadium and gone, oh, look at this stadium, blah, blah. And then as soon as we clear the PSR, we've gone, this is ours, really. Look, our badges on it, not bad. But,
Tom says, I'm a Toffee, my whole family are. Half my family's from Liverpool, half from Berkhow, which is terrible. I'm aware, but always loved Everton since I was a baby. Well, you're an Everton fan, aren't you? So, there you go. Sam, apologies, says, from Crewe, born in Crewe, mum and dad are Irish, we're all Toffees. Yeah. Daz says, a blue from Holyhead. Alex says, Stephen Gerrard a Wool.
Well, he hasn't got a purple bin, has he?
No. Danny Bryant says, I'm from Wigan, 4th generation Evertonian. My son's 5th generation because my great granddad was from Walton, blue till I die.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good pies in Wigan.
Yeah. Definitely. Craig says, try a Mexican Pandaria or Deria or Tesco's Jammy Dodger. Jammy, what am I reading here? Tesco's Jammy Donut with a cup of tea. That's magic. James W says, Elliot walks into our squad, but for 40 million, no chance. Semi Charm Life says, can be a toffee from anywhere because we are global. Yeah. Will Bates says, Lidl's the best. Little Bakery's the best pastries for price.
Yeah. Yeah. The Little Bakery's fantastic. In fact, when I was in London, there was a Lidl just up the road and I just went there for my breakfast.
I mean, fair play. And what did you get?
Just a couple of pastries and then went down
to... What pastries though?
Can't really remember. Like a chocolate croissant and a... Oh, what's it called? Like a spirally one. Can't remember what it's called.
Spirally
pastry. Can't remember what's it called. My mind's gone south.
DP says the whole wolf thing a lot of Scousers are obsessed with just makes me cringe. Never got at me. Liverpool isn't the centre of the universe.
It sort of is now, isn't it?
Speak down the road from where you are now.
It sort of feels like it's the centre of the universe.
To some people, yeah. Lee Page says, Ped are the transport issues to the new stadium as bad as people are making out.
Don't know. We haven't had 52,000 people go there yet. So, depends what your transport issue is you're referring to.
A cinnamon swirl, Chris was saying about that swirl.
No, it wasn't a cinnamon swirl. It was something else. It was one with like the raisins in and stuff. No, ultimately, we won't know till certainly the test event. But I think we won't know about like cars either, like where cars are going to park and how they're going to get in and out of the city till it actually happens. We won't know. Everyone knows all the little rat runs, don't they, from Goodison to where they live. Everyone knows all their little route, how they get in and out, and how that avoids all the main roads and all that kind of stuff. We won't know any of that till the season starts. I have identified somewhere to park, but I don't know what it'd be like to get there and getting there be fine, but getting home from there, don't know what that'll be like. So, yeah.
Jack says, let's be honest, if you're supporting us, especially after the last 30 years, you're good by me, since you're definitely not in it to be a plastic trophy chaser.
I just think this is one of those issues that isn't really an issue. And if we don't talk about it, it's not an issue. If a few narrow-minded people believe that Evertonians should be from a certain place or whatever, I think the argument's always been, this is the argument, always been that it's more a Liverpool-Everton thing, and Liverpool fans, quite a lot of them, don't come from the city, as in they get the tickets, which means that people who are from Liverpool don't traditionally go to the game as many as Everton fans, and Everton fans are quite proud of that. But that's a club thing of like local people being priced out, isn't it? And maybe some people being given tickets. I don't think Everton have ever done that. Everton do keep tickets back for international fans, of course, and fans will find their own way there. But I think for the most part, I think most Evertonians are a fan base that is worldwide. So if you don't come from Liverpool, I wouldn't take too much stock in maybe a few people. I think the general consensus is most Evertonians are really, really happy. Really, really happy with having fans around the world. What Evertonians don't want to see, obviously, is a situation where we are, as a local fan base, priced out of going the game, and then that space is filled by people who come from other countries and spend a lot of money on tickets. And I think that's where it comes from. But listen, I think we're all pretty happy. We've got it's quite funny because Liverpool fans will try and tell us, they'll go, "Oh, you're all from North Wales," and then there'll be like some stats that come out that says, well, actually, most fans in North Wales now are Liverpool fans, and then they go, worldwide, those lads, worldwide. You know what I mean? It's like they try and have it both ways. It's like our fan base will probably always be the majority will always be from the city who go the game, but we want as many fans as possible all around the world. We want a global fan base, of course we do. So I think it's a very small minority of Evertonians who are, you know, postcode watchers. I really do.
Brian Garside says time for a Swedish fika. James pops his oven in Welsh. Yeah, Mark says first time people looking at Toffee TV thinking they're getting an Everton fan podcast, but it's actually a bakery and dessert show.
I think for a good 40 minutes today we talked about Everton.
We did.
I think
longer,
so.
I think. And Lynn says maple and pecan.
No, it wasn't one of them, but I do occasionally have one of them.
Yeah, that's it. Someone said, let's bring Nias out of retirement. Jonesy it was. Liam says, couldn't care less where you come from. I'm still going to jump on your back when we score. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. If there's anything else there. It's all flying. Oh, just seeing. Jeff Can says, I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I slowly loved English football and decided I needed a team to root for. I became a Toffee because of the blue collar, the way the team and the fans are.
Nice.
Well, welcome, Jeff Can. There you go. And Burns says, as an Everton fan from the Black Country, and he's put wool in brackets, I haven't been able to get tickets for Goodison.
That's not a wool. You're not a wool. That's not what a wool is. A wool is a very specific place around Liverpool. Coming from the Black Country doesn't make you a wool.
Emma says not a big film buff, Baz. Not a big film buff, but Basil chat cakes all day. No, I won't. I'm just Everton stuff and football chat stopped, didn't it? So we're going right now.
But this is the point. This is where I get into trouble, isn't it? When you
no, I'm not.
When you move it on to the cake chat and we just go with it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we haven't got much to do today, so we're just chilling.
We will just start going now. We're going. That's it. If you're going to start picking it up. So there you go.
Just go with it. Just everyone just go with it. Enjoy yourselves.
Stephen Dyer says, I asked yesterday, Baz, but what do you reckon about picking up Eduardo Bove from Roma? Can't play because of the... I wouldn't.
What's he done?
He had a heart issue, didn't he? When you can't play in Serie A now, that's off. I think he's had what Ericsson had.
Okay. So it makes it a little bit...
So he can't play, so he's free. He's only 23. Isn't he? Everton had looked at him before, actually. I don't know. I don't know, Steve. I just don't think. I don't know. I honestly don't know. He's a decent player. It's not whether we should be looking for better anyway. But who knows? Who knows? 06 Skippy says, joined late, but I'm having a chocolate donut with me morning coffee. Big dog.
When you say chocolate donut, is it chocolate in the donut or on the donut?
Oh. Big Dog says, I'm from Northumberland, 15 miles north of Newcastle. All my family are Sunderland fans, but not me. I love Everton and always will. Fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. Right. We're going. But CJR 1504 says, Yank Toffee here from Georgia via Philadelphia. I've heard of this colloquialism from my expat mates. Agree with what Ped said. Be happy to have fans all over the world and become a global brand. Yeah. Agreed. Right. We're going. Take it easy. Premier members will see you at 5. Have a good day. Bye.